This week in college football is brought to you by Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, Lowe's, Ram Trucks, and Dr. Pepper, the official drink of Fansville. We start this week off a little differently with a recap of last week's conference championship games. Remember that all 10 conference champions will get automatic bids to the 32-team college football playoff. Starting with the first 5, number 13 Navy survived number 22 Tulane to take home the American Championship on their home turf, 31-27. Number 9 Georgia Tech handled Louisville in the ACC Championship, 38-7. Number 3, Kansas State does the rare thing and defeats the same team twice as they take down number 14 Texas 21-17 to take the Big 12 crown. Number 1 Illinois takes home their first Big 10 championship since 2001 with the 11-point win over the 7th-ranked Ohio State Buckeyes. And the number 24 Rice Owls take home the title in Conference USA over Old Dominion 28-17. On to the final 5, Eastern Michigan takes down Akron and Detroit and gets their first conference title since 1987. Number 17 San Jose State takes down number 21 Air Force and defends their home turf in the process. They win the low-scoring affair 17-10. The Pac-12 championship was no contest. Number 4 Utah thrashed Oregon State 56-14. Number 8 Tennessee avenges the loss from earlier in the year, and they take down number 6 LSU to win the SEC in triple overtime, 48-45. Finally, number 5 Appalachian State takes down number 19 Louisiana yet again. They win the Sun Belt in overtime, 35-34, after Louisiana failed the 2-point conversion. That leads us to the top 25, this week brought to you by Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. Have a perfect holiday with Reese's. The top 5 changes slightly. Big Ten champs Illinois lead the way. They are followed by Kansas State and Notre Dame, who swap places. Utah and Appalachian State round out the top 5. Georgia Tech wins the ACC. They're up to number 6 at 12-1. SEC champ Tennessee is up to 7th at 11-2. American Conference champ Navy's 12-0 up to number 8. They play Army this weekend. LSU and Ohio State both came up short in their conference title games. They fall 3 spots apiece, down to 9 and 10 respectively. Penn State, Missouri, and Auburn were all off last week. They fell 1 spot each. At 14 to the Texas Tech Red Raiders, they jump 1 spot after the off week. And Mountain West champion San Jose State is 13-0, ranked 15th. UCLA still at 16th after the off week. They are 10-2. Texas down 3 spots. They are 9-4. Liberty stays at 18, Rice jumps up 5 spots to number 19, and Louisiana falls down to number 20. Air Force and Tulane both come up short in their conference title games. They don't move. Michigan State and Nebraska each fall 3 spots apiece, and Iowa stays at 25. This Sunday on ABC, we will find out who is in the 32-team playoff in the newly expanded field. Who's in, who's out, and who will have the best chance to take home the hardware at the end of it all. Find out when the bracket's revealed at 7 Eastern, 6 Central on ABC and the ESPN app. Now don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this commercial break and a word from more sponsors. Welcome back, and now it's time for the Top 25 by Conference. This week, presented by Lowe's. Do the holidays better for less. Start at Lowe's. The American is represented by champion Navy, and runner-up Tulane. The ACC only has conference champion Georgia Tech. The Big Ten has Illinois, Ohio State, Penn State, Michigan State, Nebraska, and Iowa. The Big 12 is represented by now number 2 Kansas State, Texas Tech, and the Longhorns of Texas. Conference USA has one ranked team in its conference champion Rice. The MAC has nobody. The Independents have 2 in Notre Dame and Liberty, and the Mountain West has 2 in conference champion San Jose State and runner-up Air Force. The Pac-12 is represented by champion Utah and the UCLA Bruins. The SEC has Tennessee, LSU, Missouri, and Auburn. Finally, the Sun Belt has App State in the top 5 and the Raging Cajuns of Louisiana. So in conclusion, the MAC is again the lone conference with a ranked team. Conference USA and the ACC each have 1. The American, Independents, Mountain West, Pac-12, and Sun Belt all have 2. The SEC has 4, and the Big Ten leads the nation with 6 teams in the top 25. That transitions us to the outside looking in this week, brought to you by Ram Trucks. Guts, glory, Ram. With nobody dropping out, these 5 teams all have a case to be ranked, though at this point, they're hoping for an at-large playoff berth, with the exception of the second team on our list. The Eastern Michigan Eagles win the MAC for the first time since '87 and secure the auto bid. The Akron Zips finish 9-4 with the case for an at-large bid, as well as the 10-3 Monarchs of Old Dominion. The last 2 teams did not play in a conference championship, but are also hoping for at-large bids. They are 9-3 BYU and 8-4 UNLV. That brings us to the big games of the week, presented by Dr. Pepper, the official drink of Fansville. It's the FCS quarterfinals, and on Friday night, 6-seeded Montana travels to Virginia to take on the 3-seeded James Madison Dukes of the Colonial. Then at noon on Saturday, East Tennessee State heads to the Fargo Dome to take on the Bison of North Dakota State. And following that at 7 Eastern, streaming on ESPN+, the Big Sky sends the other Montana team, the Montana State Bobcats, to take on the number 1 seed, Sam Houston State Bearcats. But in the middle of all that, it's the game that's more than a game. It's the 122nd Army-Navy game, as the Black Knights of Army look to sink the midshipmen and ruin the undefeated record of the number 8 ranked American Conference champion Navy midshipmen. That game kicks off at 3 Eastern on CBS, but it all starts with ESPN College Game Day, built by the Home Depot, live from East Rutherford, New Jersey, and the site of this year's Army-Navy game, with coverage starting at 9 Eastern, 8 Central on ESPN. Thanks for watching, enjoy the playoffs, and we will see you next week for the selection show. This has been This Week in College Football, and we hope you enjoy this week of college football action.